there's lack of performance, but I'll still be in a happy mood. Let's see. Royalty free. Oh, can I spell? Royalty free. I don't know, like stream music. Yeah, background music. Let's get something 12 hours of copyright music. Okay, this sounds... All right, we're gonna work with this. Sorry for the interruption, folks. Let's see if my computer can run things now. Yeah, I'm back. Oh, and you're back too. Fast Claw in the house. Hey, it worked. My computer's not crashing. That's such a surprise. Okay, we broke everything because this .env thingy doesn't work. It probably doesn't work because we're not making a request. Actually, we want to do this beforehand. No, we don't. I think I could do binding.pry. Oh, it might be a different now. Oh man, what's the command? Yes, I am here. North Siberia, that's your nation name? I'm assuming? Or are you from North Siberia? Or both? Let's take a look. North Siberia. Active 9 days ago. Oh, that's the nation you've lost access to? Okay. I don't know. I just made like 10 assumptions in a row before even seeing what you said. What? WHYT. Wait. If you lost access to it, let me know. 9 days ago. North Siberia. I'm not on Discord. Ligmas. SM balls. What does the SM stand for? I don't know. The Asian Union. 11 members. It's growing. Wow, it's a year old. Cool. If I run Discord, everything's working. I'm so scared. If I run Discord, I'm gonna break my computer right now because it could barely run the entire game. So that's a major improvement, or major process right there. And you are still playing. Cool. All right, I'm gonna have to not open Discord. So the .env, if we look back at our code here, the .env is of the request is an issue. At request is probably nil, but we're assigning this right here. Sorry, let me read what the error said again. I'm still playing it. Good. Yeah, undefined method inf no class. I mean, but aren't we defining requests right there? Requests should be automatically initialized. If not, there might be a misconfiguration in your controller tests. Where are we running our test? Oh, we're not running it. This is not a controller test. So that's one issue. For request specs, okay, but it's not a request spec. So let's go through our documentation here. Yeah, well, it's not a controller test. So. In fact, I think I've been doing this wrong. Let's move this guy out of here. This is user spec. This is the model. We want to do a test in requests. So I'm just trying to test to see right now if maybe we can. So here's my goal with this little test we're writing for the API. What I want to do is ensure that a user is signed in order to see a specific nation. I have 4 subscribers less than you. Oh, so you're catching up. What do you do on your YouTube? What kind of content do you make? What am I talking about? This is a nations controller I want. Before show. I kind of forget how to do this. I have no idea how to do this. I have to look this up. Wow, it's been so long since I've written in Rails. Let's see here. Oh yeah. I remember. Authenticate. I don't remember. I don't remember the syntax. And rather than, I don't want to Google it, so I'm just gonna open up the original project here and just take a peek inside. Probably in any one of our controllers should do. Yeah, this is actually what I want, is this line right here. And I just want it in only in the show. Before action, authenticate user only show. So if we open up Postman, Spaceflight Simulator, BFDI, maybe later upload BitNation stats content. That'd be cool. I know there was someone back last few months ago when I was streaming back in the days that was making a lot of BitNations YouTube content, and it was doing pretty well. But because of the break, I think they stopped. This should not work. This should give me an authentication error. It gives me a 500. Your application has a session to... Oh. First of all, sessions is disabled. I did not know sessions. Oh, Fastclaw, it was you. I knew I recognized your name. I knew I recognized your name. It just took me a second. Yeah, I was like, Fastclaw, that sounds so familiar. Like, damn, where do I know him from? That's right, you were doing the content. The YouTube content. And I think even TikTok content, if I'm not mistaken. But I did the YouTube videos. Oh, someone else did TikTok. Okay. I definitely remember. I even remember your YouTube channel. I think the BitNations YouTube is subscribed to your YouTube channel. Oh. Turns out I had sessions enabled and I disabled it. Interesting. So we're going to go through and enable the middleware on this API to include sessions. Because if we look at our test here, I'm actually curious what happens if I run this. Okay. Yeah, it's the same story. This is in the nation spec. Oh, what's this? Yeah, that's right. I guess it's just running the auth helper anyway. Oh yeah, we don't need that anymore. I keep going back and forth. Let me go back and actually finish what I was doing here first before we enable sessions. Include device test helpers. I believe we're doing that in the RSpec config. Where is that config file? Include yeah, let's do let's just do controller. Config include device test controller helpers type controller. Oh. Okay. Let's just add both of these. Use the correct helper for request specs. Okay, this is good. Let's go back to our nation spec. RSpec describe type request. Type request, that's good. Do. Let user factory bot create user, that's correct. And then we do before do sign in user. And then we do our tests here. That's correct. And controller test out request should be automatically initialized. If it's not, there might be a misconfiguration. Make sure you have the correct test type and required configurations. Okay, now that we've updated those config lines, let's restart the server and just run this again. I do expect to have the same error, to be perfectly honest, but we're gonna see here. Most likely the same error. Oh, no, wait, yay! It worked! Except we know this, well, we should have written this test to fail. Why am I cheering? I forgot. There we go. You're supposed to write test to fail at first, and I accidentally wrote it to succeed. So if I guess if we don't sign in the user, we should expect to see one failed test. Well, this test right here specifically should fail because yes, it did. Action dispatch request session. Oh well, your application has sessions disabled. That's not the error I was expecting to see. Imagine if there was a BitNations 2, but the second version is like City Skylines. Well, actually, it's funny you mentioned that because we're actually on BitNations version 2 right now. There was a version 1 before this. But BitNations version 3, when we add maps, you'll have the ability to plop down your buildings on the map somewhere. So, you know, it's not like Skylines. It's not that sophisticated of a graphics UI or anything. But you will be able to decide where you put your buildings. That's a long ways away, but that's the hope. That's the dream. That's the vision. That's what we're working towards. But it's not going to be anything as sophisticated as Skylines. But, you know, a little bit of a feel. A little bit of a feel of that. I think an important thing, I don't want to give too much away. Sometimes I give too much away, and I think we don't need to do that today. So this test failed because it's saying sessions is disabled. To write the session, you must first configure a session store. I was expecting to see the error. Not this error. I was expecting to see an error. But the error I wanted to see was something along the lines of not authenticated. you're not allowed to see this. I just want to see something real quick here. If we go to local, let's just hit localhost 5000 /nation /id1.json. I get a 404. That's acceptable. Okay. Oh, because it's by the nation slug. Of course. Maybe BitNations. Is that my slug? BitNation. There we go. Not found. Oh gosh. I don't know a nation. I need to get a nation slug. Hold on. This is not the issue I wanted. This is the silliest issue I could possibly run into here. Oh, you know what else I need to do? Is hit the correct endpoint. Yeah, so when we hit the JSON here, like what we would do. So how come when we hit it in Postman, we, instead of getting, we get a 500, we get the same errors we get in our test. Because that's no, that's a JSON request. They're all JSON requests. Right? This is a JSON request. I'm not very experienced with RSpec. Well, anyway, this is the error we want to see, but we want to see this error over here in our test. Instead, we're saying sessions has been disabled, which may or may not be true. I don't even know. We're getting closer, though. I'm going to skip this song. Oh, I guess I'm not. Oh, because it's one big, long YouTube video. All right, we'll keep it. We're getting closer, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I know. Thank you. There's actually one of you's like really into there. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Error. You need to sign in or sign up before continuing. Okay. Why are we getting two different errors here? The request, actually, two different errors in 3 different spots. We're getting a 500. Okay. Let me rewrite the test. Let's start with rewrite. Let's write a more proper test for this. I just kind of copied and pasted some things around. Let user blah, blah, blah. Okay, describe get nations ID. When the API nations ID endpoint is hit, we're going to create a nation. And we're going to get that endpoint. The nation slug, sure, fine, that's fine. It should return details of a nation. Okay. I'm just going to chat GPT this, to be perfectly honest. Hey, you guys want to learn how to do stuff in code? Nowadays, you don't need to know anything because I don't know anything about what I'm doing right now. So I just go over to the handy dandy, this guy here, and I say, write a test that tests for authentication on the nation's show endpoint. Here is what I have so far. And it's going to tell me how to do my job. Looks like it's so encouraging. It's not a good start at all. It's actually horrible what I've done. And it's like the test you've written looks like a good start for testing and authenticated. It's not a good start. I copied and pasted a bunch of crap, threw it around, put zero thought into the test. Zero thought went into this. But it's so encouraging. You know, you're off to a good start. What if I just disagreed with ChatGPT and was like, you know what? No, I'm not off to a good start. You know, I'm not off to a good start, actually. I don't appreciate being pandered to. But thanks. I just want to see how it responds. I meant to say not. No, hold on. No, don't regenerate. Don't regenerate. My computer's so laggy, I can't even use ChatGPT right now. I'm not off to a good start. Don't pander to me. I apologize. My previous message came across as anything but supportive and informative. It's always mine. Okay, now I feel bad. Anyway, let's see what they do. Our spec describe nations type request do. Let user be this, let nation be that. Oh, how am I doing that? I'm doing it in a before do. I like the way they're doing it. I like their way better. Our spec describe API nations type request do. I think we don't need to have another one of those. Oh, that's why I had it before do. Oh no, maybe I could do it. Wait a minute. Are you telling me I don't have to wrap this in a before do? I'm gonna actually totally delete this for a second. Oh yeah, okay, they did that part there. I'm gonna just copy everything from the describe block over. Yeah, this is the same, and then I'll just do the same for the generating a nation. It's no problem. No problem. Oops, I just hit delete on accident. These are just gonna hang out here, I guess, for the time being. Same, the internet here is terrible. In the Philippines? I'm surprised. I thought the Philippines would have good internet. I don't know why. I just thought they would. R spec nations. Can I do that? I don't even remember if I could run a specific file. A specific controller thingy. I have no idea. BitNations API nations. Okay, well, let's just run the whole thing for now. I'll figure out how to do a specific file later. Look how slow this is going. When I'm not streaming, this goes in the blink of an eye. It's scary how slow it goes. And the longer I stream, the slower it goes over time. On the first day I came back, I streamed for like 3.5 hours, no problem. I can't even get past like, oh, 2 failed tests. I mean, we want things to fail for right now. Yes, that's right, because we're looking at the status codes. So, first things first, request session disabled session error. Your application has sessions disabled. So we're gonna fix that issue. That's why both of these, that's why both of these tests failed. By the way, I should just back up and explain what's going on here. When the user is authenticated, that's the context, sign in the user, hit the endpoint, it should return a 200. 200 code means 10-4, okay. And it should return the details of a nation, expect the keys to equal this, this, and this. Cool. When the user is not authenticated, so we don't sign in the user, but we hit the same endpoint, it should return a 401 unauthorized. But that's what's failing. It should not return details of a nation. Well, this failed because it's expecting to receive JSON, and it's expecting that JSON to not include those key names. But the problem is we're getting a 500 instead of the JSON. So that's why both of these tests are failing. Now we're going to address this issue. No, because I'm upstairs on the balcony, like 15 meters away from the meters. I'm American. God, how dare you throw that word in chat? Just kidding. But really, meters? Meters, okay, 15 meters is, if I had to guess, 100,000 feet? No, I'm kidding. 15 meters is times 3. Whatever, 45. Okay, so 50 feet-ish. Yeah, 50 feet's pretty far. All right. Cool. I'm going to scroll back up here. And look back here. Okay, so let's fix this error that we were running into by ensuring that sessions are enabled. So, first things first, we're going to open up our application, our config application RB. Yes, yes. It looks like we have not configured. We have not configured any. Do I have Discord open right now? I don't. Okay, I'm gonna mute Discord. Never mind. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and configure our cookies. This is important for signing in. Middleware use action dispatch session cookie store key namespace key. So now we have cookies enabled. Oh my gosh, it's Jade. Wow, we have not seen Jade in months. Hi Jade, Queen Jade, how are you? And welcome to the stream. Session store configuration. You should also configure the session store in an initializer. Okay, config init session store. I've never actually we're gonna have to create that file. Update API controller. This isn't the application controller. I thought, you know, it's funny. I thought I did this a while back. Application controller include. I thought we weren't using cookies. Oh yeah, I guess we are. All right, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do our cross origin request sharing. Actually, we're not gonna even hit that right now. We're not gonna worry about that yet. We're just gonna rerun the test and see if we've addressed it. Oh, we got to restart the server. Well, my 5 yards. Well, my calculations is reversed. Oh. 5 yards. Each yard is 3 feet. And I'm pretty sure a yard is very close to a meter. Oh yeah, but I'm not on the Discord right now. I'm having internet. I mean, my computer can barely run the stream. And if I open up Discord, it's going to be an issue. All right, let's see if we run into the same error or if our sessions are enabled now. Holding my breath. Okay, I don't see any fails yet. Wait a minute. Okay, we'll wait a minute while you open BitNations. Oh yeah, they did. And it's going to be the same error, I bet. This is amazing how slow this is. Oh. We're getting other errors. Nice. Well, this is TDD for you. Expected the response to have a status code 401, but it was a 302. Expected token, you are being redirected. Oh, because when the user tries to sign in, because Devise does this automatically, when they try to hit an endpoint that requires authentication, it does an automatic redirect. So I guess I'll change the expectation. Expected the response to have a status, but 302. 401 is unauthorized. 302 is a redirect, right? I'm pretty sure 302 is redirect. Temporarily moves to redirect. Yeah. It's kind of weird because you'd hope that actually what would happen. What's going on here? You would hope what would happen. I'm closing things I don't need open. Is we would still get a 401. But really what's happening is things are devised, I think, redirects. I don't know if that's 100% true. That's my assumption. And I don't really want to assume things. So we're going to have a little chat with ChatGPT. I think this is because Devise automatically redirects. This is not. Is this because Devise redirects when unauthorized user goes to endpoint. My computer's running so slow. What happens if I hit this now? Oh, oh yeah. See, when I make the request through here, I get a I get the correct JSON. Oh, that's correct. By default, device or do redirect on Authenticate's login page, which corresponds to an HTTP 302. Oh, you know what the other issue is with this? I didn't even check. HTTP status. We shouldn't even be looking at that, I don't think. However, for API endpoints, you typically want to return an HTTP 401 that in direction because API clients are not able to handle such. Yes, exactly. To make Devise return a 401 status instead of redirecting, you can customize the failure app in Devise. Devise failure app. Yeah, I mean, how do I even lib custom failure app? Okay, I guess that's where we're going. Lib. I don't even think we have that. Configure device to use the custom failure app. Adjust your test. Cool. All right, we have the answer right here. Let's not forget. Lastly, don't forget to require the custom failure app in your application or better load. Is this the only way to do that? Wait, will you add local issues from people to your game, like ship collision or something like that? Will you add local issues from people to your game, like ship collision? Like you have like trade, like ships, like economic ships, like trading with other nations, and like maybe there's a chance they sink or collide or something, and it's like a, is that what you mean? And then you have to deal with that, like, oh no, the trade didn't work because the ship died. Let me know what you mean. That's an interesting idea. Config application RB. I have to do this lib thing. Oh. No. No, this is not helpful. ChatGPT is just way more helpful than other humans sometimes. But I just want to see, I want to corroborate what it's saying and not just blindly follow it. Registration is, sorry, let's read the intro to this. If you need assistance now, I don't, devise redirects and how to customize devise. I want to custom, I don't want to, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's just try devise with API disable redirects. Is there a more simplistic configuration? How to only allow HTTP basic auth to disable the... They're all talking about the after sign-in redirect. This looks like they're getting into the right direction. Okay. Both of these look a little bit better. Unauthorized request best practices with Devise. I added a new feature to commitcheck.com. Commitcheck.com. That allows users to check the status of the PR. For security reasons, users should only have access to the status page they are authorized to see. And authorizations, blah. Then the thing I want to talk about is the UX. Let's just see what they do. Redirecting to unauthorized page with Devise, custom failure. So they're doing the same thing. The first thing I did was ensure that unauthenticated requests hit the error page. To do that, I created a custom failure app. Okay. And this is exactly what ChatGPT said to do. So that's check number 1. Let's see what they say over here. Yeah. Geez, is my stream that lagged? I just saw you say yeah to the whole ship thing. It's been like 10 minutes. What's going on here? Is it really that lagged? Oh my gosh. Look how long it takes to load anything. You're on YouTube. Yo, what's up, Dominant? How you doing? You guys are all coming from YouTube, huh? Watch how blurry my own streams. It's actually not too bad. It was so much worse before, but it's frozen for me. I don't know if that means it's frozen for everybody. Is my stream just like be frozen? Please let me know. Because that would be very sad. That'd be very sad indeed. Oops. I hope the stream's doing okay. Device currently handles redirects for us when we are not signed in. This is a nice default for our application controller, but what happens when we want to return a 401 unauthorized instead of a 304 or 302, I might say? In this part, we will adjust our device initializer to do just that for us. Source code can be found here. Prerequisites getting started. Yeah, and it's the same thing. Failure app, except they did a failure app helper as opposed to, oh no, updating our device. It's the same. It's basically the same thing, except they did. They built it in their. Oh no, they still put it there. Module helpers class device failure app. Define response if request in, if request pass start with API HTTP auth else redirect. Ooh, that's a clean. Is that what you told me to do? If request control started with API, JSON API error response else super. Same thing. Actually, this is probably more better of a solution. All right, let's create it. In order to make this test pass, we have to create this thing here. So firstly of all, do we have a lib file in here? We do. Let's just see what's in here. Basically nothing. All right, we're gonna just make the file here. Can I just call this device failure app? What are the other naming? Custom failure, device failure app, device failure app, device failure app. .rb, device failure app .rb. Oh, that's done. We created the file. What? No, wait. I'm just seeing your YouTube comments come through. I feel like it's highly delayed from the live stream. All right, so I built this little lib device failure app class. You know, I could do this thing where I copy and paste, but I don't like copying and pasting too much. Sometimes it's good to just a second here. Yeah. Type it yourself, because when you copy and paste too much, you know, lose track of things. Your video cam is frozen. Oh, bummer. Yeah. What an absolute bummer. I'm going to put my CPU usage to the lowest CPU possible. I don't know. Can you hear audio? Class custom failure app. Device failure app. Okay. We're going to do our method, our define respond method. And we're going to do our if statement here. And it's going to say, well, if the request dot controller class to string, does it start with, oopsies, API? Now, if you want to know what this line of code means, I'll just explain this quickly. Our controller, because we're doing this API thingy, if we open up our nations controller, see how it starts with API right here? In other words, as opposed to like HTTP, like web requests. So all we're doing here is we're saying, oh, hey, if the request is of the API endpoint, starting there, then we're going to do this JSON API. We're going to return JSON API error response. Otherwise, If that's not the case, meaning it's just like a regular web request, we're going to do the super, which just means what it would normally do, basically. So that's what this little block here is going to define respond. And then we're going to define another method. This is going to be our what we're going to call in that first condition, if it's true, JSON API error response. And we're going to say, well, the self.status is 401 and the content type is application JSON, because that is what it is. And then the self dot, I'm just going to copy this. I'm getting tired of typing. When we know what it is, we don't have to type it out. For me, at least. Okay. Now we need to configure devise to actually use that. So we're going to go to our devise RB and our initializers config, and we're going to see config warden do manager. But what do you know? We already have this here. Config warden do manager. I actually don't know what these are. Hopefully that's just not a. I wonder what this does actually. I want to see what that does. Am I still frozen? I sure hope not. I don't see any chats coming through. I'm gonna open it up. Come on. I think it's been frozen this whole time on YouTube. Yeah, the video's bad. What a bummer. Well, you know, you guys could watch also on Twitch. Twitch seems to have a higher quality stream. Although it does look like it's lagging as well, but that could just be my download speed. I'm connected to Ethernet and everything else, so from an internet perspective, I should be fine. I think the issue I'm having is literally a CPU issue. Oh, okay. Restricted device, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm not going to really deal with that. I'm just going to continue doing what we're doing because that's what 3 sources have said to do. So we're going to do manager.failure_app is going to equal devise failure app. Devise failure app. And then when we go back to our test in our nation spec, expect the response to have, after making these changes, your test should pass. Make sure you adjust the custom failure app class to fit your API structure. Check that request.controller.class2 s blah 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 identifies with that. It does. Lastly, don't forget to require the custom failure app. And yeah, I knew they were forgetting something. This is like the most important step, and they just like as a side note put it at the bottom. Oh, by the way, none of this is gonna work unless you do this. Auto load paths, and now we're gonna have to restart the server, and then we'll rerun the test. Let me know if the hold up a second. Oh gosh. All right. Let's just take a look here. Oh, it's called custom failure app. Okay, I named it 2 different things, I guess. This is not supposed to be that. This is supposed to be device failure app, first of all. So I called it the wrong thing. There we go. There we go. It's a silly error on my part. We have to run our spec. Okay, that's true. We were in the wrong directory. I was very confused for a second. Okay. All right, so hopefully we don't, instead of getting it unauthorized, we actually get the 401. Instead of getting the redirect, the 302, now we should be getting a 401. Wow, look how slow this is. Wow. All the tests passed. I'm just going to make sure if I hit this, I should see a JSON response instead of the 500 internal error screen. Okay. Yeah, and there we go. Error unauthorized. Wow. That is so cool. Cool. Thank you. Oh, because no one is chatting. Okay. Yeah. Hey, so is the stream quality? Oh, wow. Just came back. Okay. I just won't touch or move anything. So this worked. This is really great. I'm very happy that our tests are passing. Going back to our code here, a little bit of a slight review. First of all, what did we even do? All right, we made an adjustment in the nations controller API, and in the so firstly we enabled sessions, which required us to touch the application controller and the application config. I'm going to break this into a couple different commits. So I'm going to add these individually. Firstly of all, application controller. I just want to make sure, yes, that's what we did. So git add config application controller and git add this one too. Let me just make sure I did that correctly. Yeah. So if I want to commit these two files with the commit message of enable